Car Obsession is proudly supported by Exchange My Car, Carly and Draggy. For a limited time only, use Car Obsession 10 to get money off with Carly, and there's also a discount code for Draggy as well, which again is Car Obsession 10. All of the details are in the video description below.
Hello guys, welcome back to Car Obsession and welcome to another walk around. This time I'm joined by the KIA Stinger GTS. As always, I will take you around the car, talk you through the specification and give you my first impressions. If you are new to my channel, firstly, thank you for joining me. My name is Aaron, and secondly, my walk around videos are pretty much a guided tour of the vehicle as well as a static review. So let's get into it. Yes, the KIA Stinger GTS. Long-term viewers may remember that I drove this, well, briefly drove this a few years ago, and I've been waiting to get my hands back on it ever since, and that time is of course now. This is the facelift model. The Stinger was facelifted, I think it was towards the end of 2020. So this has been out for a little while, but yes, I'm sure some of you may not even know what this car is, or you may have never seen it in real life. These are quite a rare beasts on the road. And the main reason for that is because, well, it's a Kia, and that is not me having a dig, because I've got nothing wrong with Kias. I think nowadays they make very good cars, but for some bad snobs, they look at that and go, oh, it's not German, and turn their nose up. And they are missing out, because this has a starting price of £44,160. To put that into some kind of perspective, if you wanted a comparable German rival, such as an Audi S4 or a BMW 440 Grand Coupe or a Mercedes C43, you'll be looking to pay at least about £50,000, and that is before you add any options. This car has no options apart from the rather fetching Ascot green paintwork, which is a new colour for the facelift. I won't lie, it wouldn't be my first choice, but I think it does really suit the car, and in this lovely sunlight it really pops. It's very similar to a British racing green, isn't it? It gives the car a certain British flavour, even though this is gunning for the Germans. So yes, what do you get as standard? Well, a lot, to put it quite simply. So I will run off a list of things. I am about to throw a lot of information at you, so I do hope you're ready. So here we go. You've got LED front and rear lights, tinted rear windows, keyless entry, 19-inch alloys, Brembo brakes, front and rear parking sensors, front and rear cameras as well. You've actually got an all-around view monitor. You have Harman Kardon sound system, 10.25-inch touchscreen, navigation, DAB radio, Bluetooth, smartphone connectivity, heated front seats, ventilated front seats, electronically adjustable front seats, heated steering wheel, heated outer rear seats, park assist, and many, many more features. As you can tell, this is jam-packed with features, yes. So value for money wise, this is already winning. And of course, with it being a Kia, you get the 7-year warranty. Can the Germans do that? 9. As in, no, not they offer 9 years warranty. Just to clear up any potential confusion. What, German cars give you 9 years warranty? No, 9 is obviously German for no. So yes, I think this is a really smart looking car. This is marketed as a saloon, but the back is actually hatched, so it's kind of a, well, more of like a fastback saloon slash coupe. Whatever you want to call it, it is very nice. I really like the exterior styling, but I do have a few gripes. One of them are these. By the way, would you agree that that kind of vent looks quite Jaguar? Not a bad thing, it's just an observation, but these are a fake. Yes, they do nothing at all apart from look good, and that is a little bit frustrating, because I wouldn't want them to actually be functional. In my eyes, if they're not real, just don't have them, but that's merely my opinion. What is real though, you've got air curtains down here. Although you can't quite see through them, believe me, there is an open passage, and you have vents on the front wing, and again, these are very much real. You can't see through them, but yes, there will be airflow going through there, and they are very much real. You do have some more fakery on the rear. Again, that's nothing that you can't. Yeah, that's just for show. But apart from that, it is a very smart looking car. But are the exhausts real? I've not even considered that. I can't quite. No, so these tips are actually fake. The real exhausts are poking behind. I don't think you're going to be able to see. It's too dark. There we go. Those are the real exhausts. So yeah, they are also fake. Never mind. Does it detract from the overall look? No, it doesn't, in my opinion. Let me take you inside the car, which is a very nice place to be. Maybe a little bit sober in regard to its design, but this is really designed to be a refined Grand Tourer, so it's more of a classic look. I'm not going to say it's plain or boring. I'm going to use the word classic to be kind. Right, let me take you off my tripod to pop that there. So yes, as standard, you get these wonderful nappa leather seats, which are really soft, supple and sumptuous, but don't think for a second that they won't give you the support you need when you're having a more spirited drive, because as you can see, the side bolsters are very large. Better still, for the driver's seat, when you put the car in Sport or Sport Plus, these actually inflate to hold you in place better. I will step inside and demonstrate that in a few moments. In fact, let me step inside now. Oh, I'd be rude not to. The seating position is quite low, so it does feel very sporty. That's my seat moving, because it's electronically adjustable. Turn on the ignition. You can tell it's a Kia because it loves to chime. Yes, here's the 10.25 inch touchscreen I mentioned. Navigation, DAB radio, Bluetooth and smartphone connectivity. I'd love to show you the reversing camera. I didn't really want to start the engine because I'm trying to keep it cold for when I do a cold start later. But yes, there's the reversing camera with the round view monitor. Pop it back into park. More chimes. Even more chimes. You've got dual zone climate control. Yes, be quiet please. As I mentioned, you've got heated front seats and ventilated front seats, which is on a day like today most welcome. Very nice. You don't get a digital cockpit as such, which is a little bit disappointing, but it isn't the end of the world. You do have a little mini display in the middle, which is surrounded by 2 analog dials, which I kind of like, gives it a kind of old school flavour. So yeah, not the end of the world. The vents are very nice. I'm trying to think, do these remind me of Mercedes or Audi? But either way, they do have a certain German flair to them. Yeah, the inside is very nice. You've got leather on the dash, which really helps to give a premium feeling to the car. And better still, the roof lining, headlining's finished in Alcantara. Even the sun visors are finished in Alcantara. I really like that. That's just a very, very pleasant touch, quite literally. Well, when I first stepped in this car, I thought, oh, Alcantara on the A-pillars. Yes, please. I love that. You've got nice silver touching. It's kind of got like a brushed aluminium effect, or aluminum if you're watching this in the States. Overall, I think the interior has been finished in a very high standard. Some may say, oh, it's still not as nice as a German interior, but in all honesty, I think if you stripped away the Kia badge and put a Mercedes or Audi badge, I genuinely think that you wouldn't bat an eyelid, but that's merely my opinion. Now, in regards to the more mundane things, but important things such as practicality, the door bins are of a fair size. You can't fit a litre bottle in here though, I know because I tried that earlier, unless it's a kind of a more slim 1 litre bottle, kind of slim and tall. That is a 500 millilitre bottle, and I've got a bit of space left over for a few other snacks or whatever. Excuse me. Got 2 cup holders in the middle, a large one and a smaller one, which as you can see I've got a small bottle in there. Got a good amount of storage underneath the centre armrest. Sadly it's not adjustable, but it's still nice and comfortable. A little tray that you can use for loose change or some smaller items that can actually be lifted out like so. And you've got more storage underneath. A little slot here where I quite like to pop the key sometimes. Another little slot here, as well as your 12-volt socket and your USB port, and a wireless phone charging pad, which again comes as standard. A cubby hole for your sunglasses, I like that. And last but not least, you do get a glove box which offers a fair size and is lined with fabric. Ooh, luxury. Very nice indeed. One thing I like about the interior is so you do have the 10.25 touchscreen, inch touchscreen, which is great to use. I like the display. It's got a nice colour to it. It's got a nice clarity, but you still have some rather old school touches in here. For example, I have proper buttons and dials for the climate control. Now, if you know me well, if you watch my videos, you will know that for me that is a big thing, because I hate having to faff about with touchscreens trying to make myself colder or hotter. I know nowadays a lot of cars have a voice recognition, but I'm a bit old-fashioned. I like to have proper buttons and dials. Thank you very much. So Kia, you get a big thumbs up from me. You also get shortcut buttons for the touchscreen, which again are proper buttons. I do really appreciate that. So yes, Kia, you're doing well. And one thing I've almost forgot to mention, the steering wheel, look at that, is electronically adjustable. What a time to be alive. I've driven many cars on Car Obsession, but I think, this may shock you, I think this is the first one I've had which has had an electronically adjustable steering column. I may be wrong, but from memory I can't think of any others. So yeah, that's pretty astounding, bearing in mind this is a Kia, and that isn't to put down to the South Korean brand. It's just emphasising just how well thought out and designed this car is. I've got 5 driving modes. So I've got a dial down here which I can twist. So you've got Smart, oh come on autofocus, Smart, which is basically an auto mode. It will react to your driving inputs. Eco, Comfort, Sport, or Sport Plus, all of which are pretty self-explanatory. Oh yes, now I'm sat in the driver's seat. Yes, I can demonstrate the bolster. So watch very carefully to this bolster here. Put it in sport mode. Can you see that? It, like I say, well, I don't know whether it inflates or just moves over, but either way, it becomes tighter to hold you in place better when you're having a more spirited drive. That is a very clever idea. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Stinger was designed with the help of a chap called Albert Bierman. You can't even see me. That's better. A chap called Albert Bierman. Now, if that name doesn't sound familiar to you, he used to be the head honcho at BMW's M division, so that's quite a claim to fame to have on your CV. He has recently retired, but he has left behind quite the legacy, both with BMW and Kia and of course Hyundai. So yes, as much as this is a South Korean car, it has of course had some German influence in it, and yeah, it certainly shows, because this is, in my eyes, a quality product. Anything else to go through in the front? No. Right, let me take you into the rear and I can show you what space is like for a lanky guy like me. Yes, I know, be quiet. So as you can hopefully see, I've got quite a bit of space to step into. The driver's seat has of course been set for me. I'm 6'2", so I am of course a taller chap. Let me step in like so. Oh, these seats are so comfortable. They are sumptuous. As you can see, I've got a very good amount of knee room and leg room. I can't quite fit my feet underneath the seat in front of me, but that's because I have set it to its lowest. So as you can see, yeah, I can get my toes in there, but nothing else. But of course, if the driver were to lift their seat, then I could stretch out a bit more. Now, because the roofline is of a sweeping nature, it has kind of destroyed headroom a little bit. Hopefully you can see me, because it is quite dark in here. Now, as I've mentioned, I'm 6'2". I have just about enough headroom. If I were taller, I think I would be struggling. So if you have people that are taller in your family, you may want to bear that in mind, although they can always sit in the front. The middle seat is set higher. So yeah, in all honesty, I would argue the middle seat is not really best to be used. I would argue this car is really best used as a 2+2. If you really must have 5 occupants, then I would say if you're going to fit 3 people in the rear, you probably want them to be children. Speaking of which, you do of course get ISOFIX points as standard, which are just down here. In regards to other items of practicality, you have 2 charging ports in the rear, which is impressive, a 12-volt socket and a USB port. You've also got ventilation as well, which will help those in the back remain at a nice ambient temperature. The door bins are of a good size. You can fit in the same 500 milliliter bottle that I've got in the front. We've also got netting in the back of the front seats. 2 hooks either side, one there and one there. And in the middle, you have a centre armrest for better comfort, which also has 2 cup holders in it. Sadly, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this doesn't fold down to provide a ski chute. So if you wanted to load skis or longer items, such as bits of wood, then you won't be able to do so. And if I'm not mistaken, these seats are 60-40, so they're not 40-20-40. Right, let me step out and let me show you the boot. The tailgate is electronic, so I barely have to lift a finger. As always, the boot is filled with my filming crap, but I will cut to a clip where it is less cluttered. Although I say filled, it isn't, is it? The boot is very competitive. It offers 406 litres with the rear seats up, but if you want even more space, you can, of course, fold them down to give you 1,114 litres. So yes, a very good sized boot, I'm sure you'll agree. As I mentioned earlier, I may have mentioned it, this isn't technically a saloon because it has got a hatched back, so it's kind of a fastback saloon or a coupe or, yeah, whatever you want to call it. You do have a bit of a load lip into the boot, but I don't think it's going to be a massive issue. And of course, it is time for the pièce de résistance, the engine. I have saved the best until last. So of course I need to open up the bonnet. More chimes from the Kia. Are you ready, guys? Right, let me make sure I can find the bit. There we go. Ha! There we go, in all of its glory. As the big turbo motif would lead you to believe, this is of course a turbocharged engine. More specifically, it is a 3.3 litre V6. Yes, it is a 6-cylinder. Oh yeah. It offers 366 horsepower along with 510 newton meters of torque. Power is fed to the rear wheels via an 8-speed DCT, and this car has a limited slip differential as well. Now, I'm going to quickly speak about the tyres. These 19 inches, which are new for the facelift by the way, they are wrapped with very sticky Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tyres. On the front axle, you have 225/45/19. But on the rear axle, they are fatter because they are 255/35/19. So you've got a fatter tyre and a lower profile. But don't think that this car is uncomfortable, because it really, really isn't. It is more comfortable than you may think. But that will, of course, be spoken about more in my full review. So in regard to performance, this will hit 60 miles per hour in 4.7 seconds, very respectable, and the top speed, unlike its German rivals, which they would normally be limited to 155, this can go up to 167. Yes, so it has the Germans beaten there. Now, I'm sure many of you aren't too fussed about fuel economy, although let's face it, in today's world of rocketing fuel prices, you may have that at the back of your mind. So let me speak through economy. On a combined run, Kia states, oh, look at that, it's a Triumph Spitfire, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, another one. Another one. Another one. Any more? It's a Convoy. No, not Spitfires. I said TT. Not Spitfires. Sorry, Stags. Ugh. I often get the Spitfires and Stags mixed up. Don't know why. Anyway, I got digressed a little bit there. Yes, in regards to fuel economy, on a combined run, Kia states that you can expect up to 28 miles to the gallon, and CO2 emissions, this emits 229 grams per kilometre. I think it will. If it was in the 100s, you'd be a bit shocked. Of course, you wouldn't buy this car for its green credentials, even though it is finished in green. But yes, if you are interested in the economy, then there you have it. Not the greenest car in the world, but you wouldn't buy this to be economical. That would just be silly. So guys, if you, sorry, excuse me, guys, if you have any questions or queries, please drop them in the comment section below. There will of course be more videos coming with this car. Sadly, this isn't mine. This has been loaned to me by Kia UK. So you've got the walk around video, you'll have a point of view video, maybe a video just doing a 0 to 60, and of course the full review. So if you aren't subscribed, please make sure you are and click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. But I'll give you one last look at what is a very beautiful car. It's elegant but also aggressive at the same time. It's not in your face, but at the same time it's not a shrinking violet. I think the design is very well balanced. I think the design team have really they've struck the balance perfectly. It's a really smart looking car, and it is a head turner, probably because there's so few of these on the road. But yeah, that's a badge snobbery for you. So yes, right, time for me to end now. So yes, I do hope you have enjoyed the video or found it useful. If so, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession.